that we're headed to Kansas. We're still on our long, strange Dead & Company road trip, and between the St. Louis and Chicago shows, we figured we'd take that classic detour through Kansas on our way northward. You know, that super efficient route from St. Louis to Chicago via Kansas that people do all the time. Because just over the border in Kansas, there's a bowling alley that you just have to check out. Okay, but for real, just over the Missouri River, Leavenworth, Kansas is a quick detour if you're visiting Kansas City. And just a few blocks from the mighty Missouri is where you'll find Rex. This jolly green T-Rex is the official greeter outside Crown Lane's bowling alley on Spruce Street.
There he is, he's great.
Rex is 27 feet tall, but since he's settled at the base of the hillside, you can almost get face to face with this smiling roadside wonder. Crown Lanes has made him their official mascot, with one of his more recognizable cousins popping up on the marquee sign outside, and he's even got t-shirts that you can buy inside. Rex, though, wasn't always a bowler. In fact, his origin story goes way back to 1947, when brothers Carl and Eugene Theel were asked by a neighbor to help take down a windmill. Instead of just scrapping it, the brothers had the idea to build a child-sized airplane ride with the parts, which they sold to the nearby Fort Drive-In Theater. And thus were the humble beginnings of Theel Brothers Manufacturing, an amusement ride company that eventually opened a whole park of their own in 1951. It was called Theel Kiddieland, and it was, you guessed it, right here. Theel Kiddieland operated on Spruce Street all the way until 1998, creating memories for the residents of the first and oldest town in Kansas for 47 years. And thankfully, someone had a camera rolling. This positively priceless footage was shot in 1959 on 8mm film by Robert A. Simpson. That's his wife June, with their daughters, Annette and Karen. You can see a lot of the rides the Theel brothers designed and built, including the carousel, for which they're still known today in the amusement industry. What this footage doesn't show is Rex. He didn't show up until 1977. Here's a newspaper photo of Rex being built in June of that year. That's a gentleman named Louis James up inside the mouth, one of the four men who helped Carl Theel turn his 10-year dream of adding a dinosaur to Kiddieland into a reality. This is the last known footage of Kiddieland we could find, shot in the year 2000. You can see Rex standing there, probably wondering where everyone had gone, why all the laughter had faded. Persistent in his welcoming smile, though, as the rest of the park vanished around him. But Rex survived the demolition of the park, and when the bowling alley was built in 2002, they decided to keep him. One last vestige of half a century of memories here in this little corner of Leavenworth. Rex really is a treat, his little arms waving to passersby, three-toed feet anchoring him to the sights of the old park, and a tail that actually used to act as a tunnel for a miniature train ride that passed underneath. A metal cage has been installed inside his mouth ever since 1996, when a vandal thought it would be amusing to throw some fireworks in there. Poor Rex. And by all accounts, Crown Lanes loves him. When you step inside the front door, one of the first things you'll see is a bowling pin painted just like him. Like we said, there are t-shirts, and if you talk to the employees at the main counter, ask them for their Tribute to Kiddieland book. It was written by local Catherine M. Sieber and contains a bunch of wonderful photographs and news articles that chronicle the park's history. In it, Catherine herself also takes a page to paint this poetic scene, writing, "If a person walked out and stood in the center of Kiddieland and just took in the atmosphere, they were treated to joyful music, sounds of laughter, sights of children jumping up and down in sheer anticipation, and then there were the smiles. Smiles at every point in the park, on every face, no matter what their age." Rex, for his part, is still smiling, and we hope some of his old Kiddieland joy rubs off on you, too, if you make the detour over to Leavenworth. That's all for this quick detour. Kansas, see you later, and we'll see you next time.